Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we sift through the information, break it down, and really pull out the key insights for you. Today, we're diving into ehamarkets. It's a mobile trading and investment platform, and our mission really is to unpack what it actually offers based on the sources we've got. If you're curious about how these financial apps work these days, well, this is your look under the hood.
Exactly. And, in today's financial world, things change so fast. Understanding the details of these apps is really crucial, especially if you want to get up to speed quickly or maybe explore different ways to invest. Our goal here is just to boil it down to the critical stuff, give you a clear picture.
And we've got some genuinely interesting things to cover. We'll look at its main features, its trading models, which are quite different, and then the really important bits like, regulation and risk. Might be some surprises in here, could change how you view mobile investing. So let's start with the basics. What is ehamarkets? Our sources say it's a mobile trading and investing app. Basically, it acts as a mobile broker, and it's developed by a company called Hoya Plus Capital Inc.
Right, and Hoya Plus Capital Inc., they've stated, apparently, that they comply with European Union law. Now, that's an interesting statement they put out there. It gives some context, but it also, it makes you ask, what exactly does compliance with EU law mean in terms of specific financial regulation for you?
That's a really good question. Like, if you see that statement, what's the next step in your own research? Because what really caught my eye in the sources, talking about accessibility, is this super low entry barrier. They promote starting investments with as little as £1. What do you make of that? Such a low starting point.
Well, from an access point of view, it's incredibly appealing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really lowers the barrier for people to get started. And to help new users, they also offer a free demo account. As many people following finance know, these demo accounts, this one offers £1,000 in virtual funds. They're great for learning the ropes without any actual financial risk. Lets you see how it all works, how fast things can move, but, safely.
Okay, and then the practical side of things. The app apparently emphasizes fast, easy deposits and withdrawals. Supports various methods: Visa, MasterCard, credit cards, PayPal. And it also mentions a low withdrawal threshold, so you can take out small amounts too. Plus, there are bonus offers mentioned, like a sign-up gift package, deposit bonuses, that sort of thing.
So all those features together, they really point towards making it easy for users to get started and engage quickly, which is, of course, attractive. But it's always important to weigh that ease of use against, what you're actually doing financially on the platform.
Right. So with those basics out of the way, let's get into the core of ehamarkets, its trading models. Our sources point out two main ones. First, there's the quick model, noted as being popular, easy to use. The idea is users predict if an asset's price will go up or down in a really short time. We're talking like even just 5 seconds. Okay, let's unpack that. What are the implications of that kind of speed?
Yes. This is where it gets particularly interesting and maybe a little concerning. The quick model, with those super short time frames and the up or down prediction, it lines up very closely with characteristics of binary options trading. And just to be clear, everyone listening, binary options are essentially speculative bets. You're betting yes or no, will the price be higher or lower in, say, 5 seconds? Get it wrong, and you lose your entire stake for that specific trade. It's generally seen as a very high-risk activity. You can lose your money extremely quickly, much faster than traditional investing where you actually own something. That context is vital here.
Wow, okay. So high risk on that one. But then in complete contrast, there's the classic model. This is described as zero-cost trading, apparently no commission, no overnight fees, and it focuses more on, let's say, traditional investment and return on investment.
Exactly. And it's fascinating, isn't it, to see these two very different approaches on the same platform. One is all about those quick, high-stakes predictions. The other sounds more like a traditional, maybe longer-term investment path. But that zero-cost label for the classic model, while it sounds great, you always need to ask, well, how does a platform make its money then? Often it means things like wider spreads between buying and selling prices, or perhaps other fees that aren't immediately obvious. Our sources didn't specify for ehamarkets, but it's a critical question for anyone looking into it.
Definitely something to dig into. Okay, let's shift gears now to the crucial considerations for you, the listener, the sort of fine print. So the app lets you trade various financial instruments, but interestingly, our sources don't actually list what those are. Is it stocks, crypto, forex? That lack of detail is in itself something to note.
And that ties back to the regulation point we touched on earlier. While the sources say the app is described as regulated, the specific regulatory body who actually oversees it is not explicitly stated. Now, for anyone thinking about using a platform like this, not knowing the specific named regulator, that's a very important piece of missing information. It really warrants digging deeper.
Absolutely. And the advice from our sources is pretty strong here. Be cautious. Do your own research. That applies to any new investment platform, really. But for our listeners, when they're doing that research on a platform like this, what are maybe one or two specific red flags they should actively look for beyond just checking the stated regulation?
Well, beyond clarity on the regulator, the fundamental nature of models like the quick model is a major one. Because it's so similar to binary options, you need to be acutely aware of the high risk involved. It's more akin to gambling than traditional investing. And also, while our sources didn't cover this for ehamarkets specifically, generally speaking, you want to look into user reviews. What are other people actually experiencing? And critically, what are their data safety practices? How are they protecting your information and your funds? These are always worth investigating.
Okay, so putting it all together for you, what does this deep dive tell us? It shows eMarkets as, well, a platform with some accessible features, that low £1 entry, the helpful demo account, but, and it's a big but, it also comes with significant things to consider, mainly the high-risk nature of that quick model and this lack of clarity around who exactly regulates them.
To just summarize those key takeaways, yes, eMarkets offers appealing things like the low starting point and the practice account, which are valuable. But it's absolutely vital you're aware of the high risks, especially with models like the quick model, and the fact that the specific regulator isn't stated in the info we have. Knowledge is powerful, but only when you really understand it and use it.
Well said. We hope you take these insights and apply them whenever you explore any new platform. And maybe as we wrap up, here's something to think about. In this digital age, everything's becoming so accessible, so fast. How do we personally balance that appeal, the quick access, the high-speed opportunity, with the absolute need for careful research, understanding the risks involved? Food for thought. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive into e-markets.